Well, hello again. Welcome back to the Jungle King 007 channel. I got a new toy. This is the Vevor or Vevor, whatever. It's a Chinese model ultrasonic cleaner, and I was going to test it out today. What I was planning on doing is I bought this a while ago and it needs to be cleaned, so I'm going to run this through the cleaner as well just to see how it works. The one thing I'll let you know now is this has been running for about an hour, and that says 37. However, when we run a quick thermometer test, let me go ahead and take this off, put that on the floor. Let's pull up this guy. Now that was the last reading I took. Let's see what it says now. 55. Let's pull it at another angle here. 54.8. So that's off, but it is getting hotter. It is warm to the touch. I'm not going to put my hand in there for much longer, but at least that's part's working. I'm going to turn it on in a second. I know my cameras are not going to like it. The one thing I did want to show everybody is after I do that, I also have this pile of tools and some axe heads I wanted to see if it would get some of this rust off, maybe clean them up a little bit. So that after the paint gun, I'm going to run those through as well. So let me start putting stuff in there and we'll turn it on. So let's go ahead and add this paint gun. Not sure what's going to happen. I mean, it was only when I got it, it was like 10 bucks. So if it gets ruined, it gets ruined. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, just throw that in there. I'm hoping this cleans it out. I wanted this for carb cleaning and stuff like that, so this right here is a quick test. Let's get the cover on, and for those that are wearing headphones, beware. Now I'm wondering how it sounds on camera. I also have this. I wanted to see how this would impact. So what we're seeing here, let's see, is the camera getting it? We're roughly about 2 feet away. Actually, let me stop it real quick. Let's see what it was before. So it looks like resting sounds. Ambient sound was about, what, 45 before I started talking? Yeah, about 45. And it's stopping about 78. Let's move it back a little bit. This should be about 10 feet. We're seeing about 75. So it's not, I mean, if you can hear me on camera, it's not bad. I mean, it's an annoying sound, but it's not very bad. This is just something, maybe put it into a garage, or if you have a insulated room somewhere on the opposite side of where you're working, this can sit in the corner. Maybe put it in a box or something, but it's not too bad. Since I'm gonna be going inside right now, I'm not going to hear it as bad, or as much. So actually, let's relocate around to the door. Let me go on the other side of the door, see what that sounds like. All right, so we're right inside, about maybe 5 feet away from the door into my garage. The ultrasonic cleaner is about maybe 5 to 6 feet away from the door. So let's see what it sounds like now. Now you can still hear it. It was sitting about 46, 47 on this, but it's not that bad. If I were to go to the other side of my house, I probably wouldn't hear this. So I've been seeing the complaints online that are saying, yeah, this thing is loud. My opinion, it's not. It's just an annoying sound. So let's let that run for about 15 minutes that I had it set. We'll go back to seeing how it got cleaned. All right, so the 15 minutes is up. I am going to let you know now, I'm going to retract the statement that it's probably okay to work around this thing while it's running. It only ran for 15 minutes. I was doing some stuff around here in the garage, and it hurts. It actually hurts your head. At least for me, that's what it felt like. There was that high frequency does something to your head. It was kind of giving me a headache. So for those, fair warning to anybody that wants to get one of these, maybe put it in a room where you're not going to be working while this thing is running. So or be very far away from it. But it isn't very loud. If you're going to be in and out of the room, it's not going to be very bad. But this is one of those things where you got to seclude it. So let's see what the paint gun looks like. I just now taken this thing off. There are bubbles, so obviously it was doing its thing. This is green because I was using simple green, just some all-purpose stuff. I've seen a lot of people use, there's a heavier duty version of this. I couldn't find it at my Home Depot, so I just found this. Should be fine. There's currently about 9 quarts of water and then 1 cup of that simple green in there. And let's go ahead and pull this out, see what it did. Ooh, that's warm. Go ahead and just kind of do a quick rinse of everything. Looks really pretty good. I mean, haven't pulled it out, put it there, and put it into the little pan I have over there to dry everything off. So let's do that now. All right, let's see what this did. It's all water. Looks like it's took off some of the paint. It's a cheap gun anyway, so I'm not really too mad about that. It's supposed to do a task, and that's all I need it for. It doesn't have to look pretty. It actually looks decent. The big thing that I've been trying to get out of there, I think what they use here when they put these in the boxes for shipment and just storage, something called cosmoline. They use that in keeping rifles or any type of firearm in storage for a while, and anything metal to keep it from rusting. And yeah, because it took a lot of the paint off in some areas. This was purple all the way around, so we'll have to clean off. Let me dry everything off. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, trash guy's coming by. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad at all. I mean, relatively speaking, what I've been trying to do is get all the, like I said, that oil grease, whatever they use to put this stuff in long-term storage, out of there. And it looks like it did that job. So let me finish cleaning and drying all this stuff off, and we'll get a final assessment. And actually, what I'll do is, while I'm doing that, put my headphones back on. I'm going to drop the other stuff in there, see what that does. So let's pull this stuff out of here. I need to get a little small parts basin for all this. And that guy. All right, let's see what this stuff does. Hopefully it'll fit. Oh, don't overflow, don't overflow. Haha, splatter everything. All right, fits in there. Top on, and noise alert. Let's let that run and see what happens. I'll spare you all this noise. All right, that 30 minutes is up. Let's go ahead and pop the hood and see what this stuff looks like now. Well, it's definitely dark, so something happened. See if this is, ooh, that's warm. Let's see if I can get it without burning myself. Whew, that is warm water. Oh, well, didn't do too much. Looks like some of the stuff got off. Let's go ahead and put it over here on the table. All right. Let's look at this. It's all rusty. Looks like the flash rust is still there, so I'm gonna have to clean all that off. That, I kind of figured it wouldn't get some of the rust off. I was more curious to see if, well, I mean, I was more curious to see what it would do. So there's a bit of rust on here. This was what I was curious about. Yeah, there's still a lot of rust on here. I would say the main reason of these is just to get grime off. If you're looking at rust, actually that cleaned that up pretty well. That had some rust on it. Maybe probably just surface rust. Yeah, that cleaned it up pretty well too. It's not bad. And this was rusty before and is still rusty. So maybe I need to add more soap or whatever, but I mean, I'm still happy how it looks. Some of this stuff was a bit of oily, so yeah, looks good. Let's see what this one, yeah, so a lot of the rust is not gonna get removed, especially some of the heavy stuff. But if you're cleaning oil off, grime off, I mean, it did its job. This actually was pretty bad. A lot of this is pretty bad, so it looks like it did clean some stuff. At this point, though, I'm still pretty pleased. These were rusty before, obviously. Still rusty here. And I think going off of this, those are hot. Ultrasonic cleaner is probably not meant to get rust off, but this was just an experiment to see what it would do. But it did clean. I mean, obviously you can take a look at this. It was somewhat green beforehand. Now it's not. Actually, what I will say though, is it cleaned this wood off pretty well. This, I mean, it feels different than it did before. So I think there was probably something impregnated in it, but it actually looks better than it did before. Also, when I was saying something about rust, some of the stuff actually had, it looks like some flash rust on it. And what the ultrasonic cleaner did is I think it just loosened it up to the point where I could just wipe it off. So this actually looks decent. I still probably have to run it through a buffing wheel or a wire wheel to get it looking better, but it got some of the built up surface rust. Again, if it's something like this guy right here where the rust has basically penetrated the metal, it's not going to get it off. I mean, there's still going to be a little bit of that surface rust on it that accumulates. You might be able to get some of it off, but you'd have to still take a wire wheel or just some sort of scrubber to it just to get it all off of there. But it still did the job that I was looking for, cleaning them off. I mean, they feel different. That I'll have to clean off, but the vast majority think these are cleaner than they were before. Let's just go with that. They're much cleaner. See, yeah, look at that. That just pulled that right off. So it's working. It did its job. It worked, but you may have to run this up through a little bit longer, and I may add a little bit more cleaner just to make sure that it's doing a better cleaning, because that was a light amount of cleaner that's in there. And just for kicks, I looked at the temperature again. As you can see down here, it is showing 61 degrees Celsius. Let's go ahead and run this guy again. And it was right at 60.6, 60.8. So it is actually showing accurate. It seems like it just takes a bit to get close to the number in the earlier portions of it. But it is now showing, actually it's showing 62, 63, but it's probably running off some of the steam there. But it's now accurate-ish. Hopefully you found this video helpful. This right here, just I would say maybe a review or just me experimenting with it. Oh yeah, got the gun cleaned up, finished. It works. I mean, I haven't shot anything with it, but at least air goes through it. It's completely dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this. Very first time using this thing, so I'm probably not gonna show it because I'll make too many mistakes. But this is what I've got. And as you can see, again, it did take off some of the paint, but otherwise, if you're trying to get the oil off, this thing works. All right, I'm adding this in. I'm actually curious to see what the ultrasonic cleaner will do with a dirty gun. Just finished painting what I needed to paint, so I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble this thing and we're gonna throw it into the ultrasonic cleaner. I mean, I think that's all I need to disassemble it down to, right? Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Let's do what? 15 minutes? All right, watch your ears. Whoa, that was cool. Definitely see it's working. Let's give it its time. All right, guys, done. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, this is gonna be hot. Well, I got some of it off. Let's leave it in there for another 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and dry it off. Paint's coming right off, but it's probably because this is a latex paint and water helps get this stuff off, but I don't know. As I drop things, looks like one of those got clogged. Maybe not. So this will also be something where I'll just clean it off now, but then before I even use it, I'm gonna clean it again. So that one looks good enough. Let's go ahead and look at the gun. Yeah, there's still paint in it. Wish I could get this off. I think there's a tool or a specific tool to get that out, but I don't have it, and I've looked all over the place for something I could because it's got these slats here. I may need to go and check out Harbor Freight again, or maybe just a paint supply store to see if maybe they've got one of those tools. There's still some paint in there I want to get out of here before it dries up and this renders this gun useless. So I don't know. Looks like it didn't really do much on this particular item. Didn't get much of the paint off the front here. I was hoping it would. So maybe one of those things where it's not used for cleaning one of these. Unless maybe, of course, if you are able to completely disassemble it. I didn't. I guess I was being a little lazy. Maybe I should go ahead and disassemble it all the way just so it gets all those corners and stuff like that so they're completely cleaned out. So this is Jungle King 007. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe if this is your first time watching me. I like doing random videos like this, product reviews somewhat, and really just anything automotive or how-to. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.